What is up? What is up? Welcome to the
Yo.
All Circles Media Podcast. I, once again, am your hostess with the mostest. That's Tai Williams, and that's because I am dark and chocolatey like a hostess cake. So, can we please get right into it? Let's go with the guy to my right. It is the incomparable Adam Robb. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
me.
Our benefactor, the guy who makes all this possible. To my left is my partner in crime. That is Jared. Jared Shepard. Go ahead, say hi,
Hey,
Jared.
what's up?
What up? And across from us are actually two people that Jared actually scouted and introduced us to. Go ahead and introduce yourselves if you would like to start off here. Lady across from me, what do you like to name? What's your name?
My name's Emily Finari, and
A little closer to the microphone. There you
my name's Emily Finari, and my DJ name is Ketaqueen.
go. Dope.
I'll say I'm Dr. Penguin. Also, my real name is Johnny Tags.
Awesome. Awesome.
You got
or
like
the
you got
Penguin.
like what was it, Johnny Tags? Or put it
Johnny
a little
Tags.
closer actually.
Johnny Tags.
Yeah.
That's-
yeah.
Those are both dope names.
Yeah, those are both dope names,
Those are-
man.
those are both super dope names.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But so, tell us a little bit about yourselves. What is it that you guys do exactly?
So, you want to?
No, go for it.
All right.
Sorry.
So we're EDM DJs,
Mhm.
basically based out of Cleveland, Ohio, in the Cleveland rave scene and in the rave scene at large. Together we're a duo. When you two DJs back to back that are the Keta Kids, and we specialize in, basically every EDM genre that isn't. I wouldn't say necessarily current, but like UK style stuff.
Oh, okay.
Specifically, like UK garage, drum and bass line, house, stuff like that.
Oh, okay, cool. So not necessarily like into not delving into like the dubstep area, but more or less like the more esoteric, like with the drones and like the heavy bass and stuff like that. The stuff you'd probably
Exactly.
hear if you went to Europe or something.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do that. Like, y'all ever see the videos of just like those underground European EDM clubs where it's just like layers and layers of like just cool shit going on? Like, it's,
Yeah.
it's like it's really dark, so you can only see just like bodies gyrating, but it's just like, damn, I still want to beat it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
we
dude, you
do
just
play some dubstep though, like 2012 era dubstep.
Oh, okay, cool.
Um,
Like back when it like was like popping, like whenever that was who was it back then? That was Skrillex or whatever. Even
Yeah,
till
like
then?
Yeah.
Skrillex, Dr. P.
Nero,
Nice.
Yeah, Dr. P.
Who was that guy? Diplo, I think also. Or does he?
Diplo's all right.
Or does he do different stuff? Is that not the same
I feel
genre?
like Diplo does more like big house.
Okay.
I don't really know. I don't know shit about.
So if you
Diplo,
guys
if
could
I'm
have,
being
if you guys
honest.
could give us some recommendations for some EDM music of like, you know what I'm saying, give us some of your personal taste, give us some shit to
Uh,
check out.
I like Camo and Crooked, Andy C, AMC, Joyride,
Jaws,
Jaws,
Moxie.
Moxie. There's a good one. James Hype, who will be playing in Electricity
Oh, that sounds like a dope ass name.
in Michigan. That'll be a sweet show that I'm trying to go hit like for sure.
Nice, nice.
Um, who's some other artists? Oh, TC was cool.
TC, yeah, for sure. Gosh, I'm blanking.
I know, right? I'm like, I play 7,000 tracks and I can't remember the name of 15 artists. Are you shitting
Well,
me?
it's like we just want to. I want to get like a little. I want to delve into it just because it's just like I've been to a couple of your guys' shows and like I personally am a fan of EDM, but it's just like I want to see what you guys' like personal tastes are, just so like we have like maybe like a frame of reference for people who don't know enough about the genre, who just never delved into it, because there are a lot of people, or at least like 4 or 5 of our listeners who most likely have never been to an EDM show. So it's just kind of like I want to give them just like maybe just a bit of like a taste, maybe of like what they might hear, because it's more or less like a physical reaction to sound, probably the same shit you would get going to like a metal show. You know what I mean?
Oh, Abstract and
f-
Knock 2.
Knock two.
Yeah.
All right.
Those are some really good bass house artists.
All
I
right.
say I personally like Dimension and Reaper, who are drum and bass artists.
Yeah.
Reaper is in the United States. Everybody loves Grizz. That's my guilty pleasure right there. When I come to
Oh my
dubstep,
God,
I just
I love
love
Grizz.
Grizz.
So what was it that got you guys into the genre or wanting to do this genre of music, if I may ask? Like, what's your guys' story of the start?
So that's a wild story.
Oh my
That's actually
God.
crazy. So we're originally flow artists.
Mhm.
Like when I met Emily, I just spun poi. That was it. Whenever DJ did music, and there's these things called flow jams. There used to be one at Tuesdays bar or Thursdays bar on Tuesdays. So one up in Cleveland. and that's where flow props, poi.
Just kind of meet up
hoops.
and they start like just like doing
Yeah,
tricks and
flowing.
like spinning. So would there be
Yeah.
fire spinning there also? That's sort of like
No
is-
fire spinning, just LEDs and day
Okay.
props. But there was a DJ there actually by the name of Drew, and he was like, "I don't teach people to DJ, but I will teach you."
Dope.
And we
That's
found
dope.
Hell yeah.
over talking about Pretty Lights, which is another artist I love who isn't currently touring, and I was like, "That's fine, but you have to teach her as well." So I went and bought this like crappy $100 controller for her because at one point she was all
Oh yeah.
yeah, you want me to tell that portion of the story?
Yeah, you can tell that portion.
So she was rolling tits, long story short, at our friend's house,
As
our
you
buddy
do.
Mark's, and just playing with his board, and he was from Wichita, Kansas, and he was a DJ out there, like nothing serious or anything, but he's a hobbyist.
So we
And
got
we
like a
just sit-
basic like a little synthesizer thing going on
No,
here.
it's
We
just
got like a,
it was a Pioneer board. It was a Pioneer DDJ SR SX3.
okay.
Yeah, and he which is a nice board, $1,000 board. She would just sit there with YouTube videos and just play with the EQ knobs.
Just play with the
Just-
levels.
just
Just
play with the
fucking with it.
levels.
See what she could do
It
with
just-
it.
Not even effects or anything.
Has
the
no
level.
idea what she's doing. And she just
Just raising the
hammered.
bass and the treble a little bit. It's like-
Yeah, literally.
Just cutting it out.
Yeah.
Yup.
High pass fading.
Yeah.
Hit the hi hat button once.
Yeah, so she was doing that, so I'm like, screw it. So I had seen that, and then I'm like, oh, so I'll buy her this board, and this guy offered, and he gifted us a flash drive full of music. It was like, I'll teach you guys this stuff. So I'm like, here, I'll buy it. Found one on the internet for like $100, a little SB2. It's like, if she sticks with it, sweet. If she doesn't, I mean, let's be honest, we've all spent more than $100 on a night out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whatever.
Dug it.
And it just was off to the races from there. Like,
And you just kind of fell in love with it. It just like,
yeah.
did you
Down
just
the
discover that you
rabbit.
had a talent for it? Like whenever you started it out, like when they're teaching you, like did you pick it up real fast? Like, hey, this is some shit that I really, really like doing. Like this is like
Yeah.
holy shit. Like this sounds awesome.
She probably did. I'm like, I'm terrible at this.
Yeah, he wanted to give up a couple of times at the beginning. I was hooked immediately. I got super into it. We were actually really lucky because he had club standard gear, CDJ's Nexus 2000s.
Yeah, CDJ,
And a
Nexus
DJM
2s, and a DJM 900 Nexus 2, true club standard setup is what we learned to DJ on.
Yeah.
See all these words only he can understand.
Yeah,
As of
I'm
right
like-
now. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm hearing all this stuff, but it's just like I'm about to look at it, see what the hell you talking
3
about.
decks.
But he's
Yeah.
over here talking about
That's
like,
dope.
yep, I relate.
So imagine like those little cute itty bitty DJ controllers, and
Yeah.
then like the big boy stuff that you see at the club.
So it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
just like the
What
little.
you see at like Lost Lands.
Got you.
And
We
like
got
It's
the
got
EDC,
multiple decks of boards.
Yeah,
where you got, like, people
that's
doing
what
a
I
bunch of
learned
shit.
on.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
because that's what he had, and he let us practice on his gear.
And
That's
what my
probably
friends have.
that's probably way more complicated than learning actual drums for real. Because it's just like you got to do a bunch of shit, and then there's timing and stuff like that.
You
Like
gotta-
when I watch Charlie do it at some of the shows,
Oh,
that we-
yeah.
like you know what I'm saying, you can tell he's having a fucking great time.
Oh yeah.
Type shit to the point where we gotta like stop him from being a DJ so the next person can get on the fucking stage. Just like I don't need
Yeah.
to hear another mix. I don't need to hear another transition. Like Charlie, they
we're,
need to get on
we
stage.
are an hour behind.
Right, he's just like, hold on, let me just do this one last. So it's like, and it is really inspiring because it's like the DJ is like basically does what I do as an MC. You know what I'm saying? Like you're controlling not only the crowd but the flow of how the show is going, type shit. So it's just kind of like it's a very admirable thing to watch whenever they're just as hype as everybody else. And it's crazy because this type of music, like. Shit, you could damn near go deaf, but like it's really worth it because like you're in such an environment that was I don't even know how you would explain it. Like it's just full of camaraderie. Would you say like or something like that, or like it's more or less like a really
oh, it's
inviting.
a huge
High,
community.
high energy, uplifted.
Yeah. It's not, really inviting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's very welcoming. Everybody's very accepting. People aren't judgmental. Everybody's really nice. You know, most people try to look out for each other.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like and then you get to meet some pretty interesting individuals. Not to mention the outfits are always pretty sick. You know what I'm saying? It's always just an excuse to
yeah.
dress up. Is what I like. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's really like because there's not a lot. I'm not a club guy. I don't really like going to clubs.
Is that when you
and,
bust
like,
out the
Oh yeah, when I
fluffy-
bust out the
fluffy coat?
bedazzled jacket and the fluffy coat and shit like
Yeah.
that. Throw the fake fake fur on.
See,
I
that's
need to
good
see
for a
it.
rave. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Except for like most of the time, my
Perfect.
shirt be off. Last rave, I think the first rave that you guys invited us to, like that's literally what happened. Like my shirt came off at some point.
Ty's got to show off his abs, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just nothing with a fur coat and abs. That's all
Well,
it
it's
is.
like, man,
That's basic rave 101 right there. For
Oh, yeah.
abs, dude.
fur coat and abs.
So,
Oh, you got to.
Yeah.
Step out the swingers club, go straight to the rave.
That's I did that once.
Like, funny story.
Funny story about that. You know, so either way, I was in a pile of people at the end of it. It was awesome. But,
So where are you guys' favorite places to play?
Yeah, give us some good venues.
My favorite place to
So you guys are
play-
based in Cleveland. I don't know if we
Yes.
said that, do we?
yeah,
Yes.
we
Okay.
said that.
My favorite place to probably play, probably the East 40th warehouse at current time.
Is that the one that we?
That's the one where we.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
That's
was
a
gonna
fucking
say.
sick ass venue.
So
to tell you what.
they're redoing some things. Shout out to my homie CJ and his buddy Brian, Bass Mob. They're throwing something down next weekend. On
At that location?
March 12th. Yes.
Which
We're-
floor?
The second floor. The
Alright.
actual, the large room. There, it's completely being redone.
That-
It'll be new sound. It's gonna be a sweet time. It's a UV paint party with Bass Mob. It's like their launch of that space. It's gonna be sweet.
That's dope.
Awesome. What are we talking about for like ticket prices?
I believe they're 25 pre-sale or 20 pre-sale. I'd have to look.
think it's 20.
For those of you who
believe it
might
is
want to check it
20.
out, definitely check these guys out and go to that venue. I'll tell you what, it's very unique. It's one of the things where like like I said, I'm not a club guy, but this is
It's-
definitely one of those. To where
It gives you that real warehouse feel.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. You ever seen like
that's not like a
Dirty Dancing
corporate
and shit
venue.
like that? Like I love it. Like anyone who ever seen the Dirty Dancing movie when they're dancing in the warehouse, it's kind of like that shit, but like bigger and more awesome.
There's like sweaty mist
Yeah.
just floating in the air.
You
Never
know what I'm
seen.
saying?
Yeah,
Nobody
like
puts
every-
baby in a corner. You know
It's
what
like
I'm
every
talking
80s,
about.
80s movie. I actually just watched Jerry Maguire for the first time. And I was
First
like,
time?
this
What'd
is
you think
such
of it?
like a
Yeah.
80s, 90s movie. I don't know when it came out, but in that era where you're like, Tom Cruise ain't saying nothing in this movie. And
He's not even
somehow
running
this
yet.
movie was made like almost $1 billion or something.
What?
He was just there to look pretty.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it's 25 pre-sale. Last time Bass Mob threw an event in that space, they sold out. Like
Nice.
we have a lot of out of state ticket sales already, so they had to turn away 200 people. So if you miss out, there's gonna be people dressed up crazy looking,
Facts.
UV paint, women all dressed, scandally with their white outfits on, covered in paint. It's gonna be
Lots
just
of white women.
glowing.
It's like thousands of white women.
As far as you can see.
White women as far as the eye can see. Pretty cool.
I would say we are actually using Paraflex subs that me and my buddy built for the subs that are use these Italian drivers that are just they're
Oh, dang.
7,000 watt cabs
Damn.
basically. Yeah.
So this is gonna be some pretty awesome like output.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna hit.
Awesome.
It's gonna shake you.
So what are some of the things you guys do? Like say for example, let's go through a scenario. Say like something goes wrong at a show, like you blow a speaker, like you know what I'm saying? What's the protocol for that? Do you just keep going, or do you like how do you?
Oh yeah, you have to. You can't
The-
stop.
Yeah,
What are
you
you gonna do?
can't.
Just shut the music off? No.
Pull
You-
out the aux cord so it doesn't freak out.
I was gonna say you just have to pull the level down on that speaker.
Yeah.
We blew.
I was gonna say,
We
did that.
literally the first time we took out the Paraflex subs, the first two we built, a DJ came up and played before we got a chance to turn the levels down.
no.
And popped our brand new drivers.
Damn.
These were cheap Chinese drivers, luckily, but still.
You're like, no.
No, like, because me and him had set up for 2 weeks building these things, getting these things ready to go out to Pomeroy, Ohio for Prometheus Festival, for a 3-day festival, fire festival.
Was that like the
And-
first day? Like day one they popped?
No,
The
it was
Saturday
Saturday night.
Okay.
Luckily, Saturday night they popped.
Alright. I was
We
like,
had
that was
finally just got
so
up
bad.
and tuned in and everything, and boom!
You're like,
We're
damn
like,
it.
Oh. It's like watching your firstborn child be kicked.
Right? It's just like I didn't even do it. Really? Dude.
Ugh.
Oh man.
So you just got to keep pushing forward.
Oh,
Yeah.
I imagine because it's just like same thing with like it's like bombing on stage when it comes to comedy and stuff like that. I like to think that that's a little similar because it's like I can't stop telling jokes despite the fact that nobody's laughing. But like you just kind of gotta keep going. Like in my head, because the stage fright never goes away. that's just like right where my anxiety starts to like the anxiety I don't normally have would just start to like peak the fuck up, and it's like, oh dude, everybody totally hates what the fuck I'm doing right now. I have no idea if I should just stop and just walk off stage, if that would be funny, or if I just keep telling these jokes that aren't landing, type shit. So it's just like I couldn't imagine if I was a musician or like a DJ and like I fucked up something like real bad, you know what I'm saying? When I did like a really weird transition that nobody fucked up.
Well, it's weird is the DJs don't give a shit about the equipment. Like, I do because I'm a sound guy.
Yeah.
But, like, most of these, they just don't give a damn. They're like, we're going to redline this. And
Yeah, I don't know.
DJs will destroy your gear. They are, I swear to God, they are Satan. They are.
Aren't you also a
Satan's
DJ?
into sound.
Yeah.
I am a DJ.
Yeah. But there
I
there
care
are
about
like
sound.
yeah, like there's a way to do it so you avoid blowing speakers and like that's when like every time we're at a show and like we're like unless we bring our own equipment we're like running off house stuff. And so and like every song that I get is either mixed super weird or it's like a demo version or something. Like whatever they give me, I'm like so I'm constantly at hip hop shows like and then Charlie's like turn it up and I'm like it's up bro like you didn't mix this.
It's like bro like this is all on you at this point.
Yeah, I'm like yeah.
And then the vocals sometimes, because a lot of the rappers that we have sometimes we use backing tracks,
Yeah.
and like then you turn the damn backing track up so much you can't even hear the dude on the microphone.
Yeah.
Like that shit's frustrating. It's so frustrating. It's just like yo, he's screaming into the microphone, and all you can hear is the literal song playing.
Oh yeah, we did the show in Michigan.
Like at what point does it feel like karaoke?
And it was like one long room, and it was in the basement.
Oh, you talking about the mock?
Yeah, and there, no, not the mock beat.
Oh no, the show in
the
Michigan.
Flum,
yeah,
floor, yeah.
the Flum Festival. They had like
And-
150 people in the basement.
Yeah, it was so
Nice.
it was dope. But like,
My kind.
unless you were really at the front, you couldn't hear like it was so muffled and like quiet.
There's nothing but weed
Yeah.
smoke in there, so you kind of had to like wade through a fog
Yeah.
to get
You're
through
like,
the front in the
I
first
can't
place.
hear shit. Like, what is happening?
Could've
Yeah,
seen
I'm like,
through
they
it.
need like at least 2 more speakers somewhere over here, cause it's like,
And then my buddy, he straight up, our buddy Shank,
yeah.
was just like, "Can I get an OHIO in Michigan?" Like,
Dude, we were in the heart, Bay City, Michigan, like right on the lake, and this dude, he's like, he like starts the set, he does like like one or two songs, and then he's like, all right, try to do some crowd work. He's like, can I get an OH? And someone's like, OH, and he's like, can I get an IO? And there's like 2 people like, IO. And he's
Nice.
like, and Charlie's like looking at him like, dude, you're gonna get us killed, bro.
It's like, bro, we're in
we are
Michigan.
in Michigan.
And then without
he's like,
missing
I
a
don't give a
beat.
shit.
He's like, "I'm from Ohio. All we got is corn and Joe Burrow, bitch." Like, like bro.
Can I just say
Can't
that
take
like,
him anywhere.
can I just say that the countryside of Michigan looks exactly like Ohio.
Swear to God, dude. Like you're going
So,
through
like,
when
the
you're going.
layout, everything. It just like
Feels
I
like I'm
swear to
cruising
God,
a
half
back
the time I
road.
thought I was still in Ohio. It's like, wait, are we in Michigan right now?
Like the outskirts of New Philadelphia look like the back roads of Michigan. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
That is odd.
It's pretty cool though. I mean, because it's like it's very nice and quiet. You know what I'm saying? And then like as you get through and you get to all the dispensaries and stuff, the dispensaries are really hospitable. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like for those of y'all who like just enjoy, you know, our connoisseur like I am, like they got some really good deals out there in Michigan. So you might want to take a look. Recreationally speaking, also. So like it's awesome.
Actually build those boxes.
Oh yeah.
Dude, there's a fucking weed grower who came down. I build refrigerated boxes or like insulated boxes for anything for industry, period, here in Cleveland. And there was a guy who came down from Michigan and it was just like, I need a pop box. These guys like literally just buy insulated cooler panels that you would from like you would say Walmart or whatever.
And then they bring them to you guys to put it together.
I was just saying, no, we give it to them to
Oh.
put together. We design it and send it to them, and then they put it together. And then because it's insulated now, it's temperature controlled and it's clean room, so they can grow their fucking weed in it.
Oh, that's
so,
dope. That's really good.
Yeah,
That's a really good. Hey, for
Yeah.
those of y'all listening, I'm telling you what, that's the route you want to go if you want to
Dude,
start.
my favorite thing about like going up to Michigan is like I knew we were at Ohio when I stopped seeing those Tim Misney signs. And I
Yeah,
saw-
when you stop seeing
Oh
those
my
big
God.
ass bitches.
Just his eyebrows, like,
Yeah.
I couldn't
Those
figure
ones
it
are
out.
so
wild, bro. There's like a big ass one on Cleveland Avenue
Dude.
that just like it's so creepy when you drive past.
I want to
it.
know how much this dude is spending every year
On fucking advertisement.
Because like you'll be out in like nowhere, and you're like, that's fucking Tim
that's fucking
Misney.
Misney.
I couldn't tell you a
You
single
know what?
other lawyer's name in the
Yeah.
Not all,
world.
not at all,
I
bro.
don't know a single lawyer.
But I know that.
But I
nigga
know
Misney.
Tim Misney will make them pay.
He's like
I know it.
He's like the
only
real
thing I
life Saul Goodman, like that.
For real,
like he's
dude.
got
Like,
such
imagine a TV show about that motherfucker. Just a
watch
bald
that.
dude looks like Mr.
We
Clean.
need to
just
get
like
him on this podcast.
Oh my
Yo,
god.
How do we get-
that'd be a
how do we
dope-ass
get-
idea.
He
Dude,
would
just
probably
email him.
he would probably do it.
Just drop him an email.
Yeah. why
It's
not?
like he's a
That's-
fucking lawyer, dude. Tell him we need a lawyer.
Yeah.
That'll be dope as fuck.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Michigan it's a lovely state though. I tell you what, people should actually like if you get a chance, you know what I'm saying? Maybe go out there outside of the dispensary, just check out the landscape because where we were at, specifically in Bay City, it was actually pretty cool. You know what I'm saying?
Go
Very nice.
downtown somewhere, just say OH. See
See
what happens.
You know what I mean? Although,
Make sure you go straight to campus.
Yeah.
straight to campus. Don't get me wrong. I can tell we were out of Ohio because of like all the roads and stuff,
Yeah.
and the lack of Misty. But I could tell that we
lack
were
of
still in the
Misty.
hood because you know what I'm saying. Just like here in Ohio, there's literally like a Cricket Wireless on every block once you get down there. So it's like, all right, cool. I know exactly where we're at.
Yeah.
There's a Family Dollar and a Cricket Wireless 2 feet from each other. I know exactly what's going down. I was like, oh, here we are.
Sweet.
Feels like home.
Exactly.
We made it.
I was like, is that Gunsmoke?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh man.
So anyways, tell me, what do you guys have coming up as far as like projects or maybe shows you guys are putting on or anything that you guys like some affiliations? Because you guys work with the Rave Sisters, right? Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, so Sarah Kellbacher actually is the one who puts all that together. She's a really great promoter. We started off doing just Ohio talent, and then we brought in girls from out of town, and now we're bringing on guys too. Because
And these
we're
are all
not
EDM
trying-
DJs? These
Yeah,
are-
it's all EDM. We're not trying to make people feel excluded.
Right.
She's got a show coming up in April, I believe on the 29th. It's still very much up in the air. Just heard about it, like still in the works. And what else we going on? The 20.
Well, the 25th or 24? I don't know. Kenzie Sway is gonna be also at East 40th
Awesome.
at Aries Lounge.
Do you guys have any affiliated DJs in the Cleveland area we'd like to give a quick shout out to so that we can actually get some
Dr.
free
Goo.
advertisement?
I was say my homie Dr. Goo. Dr. Goo is always awesome.
Awesome. Does he have an Instagram? Where can we listen to these people first of all, and you guys as well? Like where you guys?
and
Dr.
Luminous.
Goo is everywhere.
Everywhere?
Dr. Goo
All
is
platforms?
Everywhere.
Yeah, he's on everything. He's on Mixcloud, SoundCloud, Facebook, Instagram.
SoundClick.
Is that what I said?
Yeah, no, SoundCloud. Yeah, you were right.
I was Same with Luminist, my buddy Luminist. He's fantastic. He's a producer out of Cleveland that is just literally taking the alternative bass and space-based scene by like storm. It's just insane with his audio-visual sets because he both DJs and does the visuals in his Flux system. And it's wild to watch him control visuals and mix his own music at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And he's been doing it for like 11 years. He's been making music for 11 years, but he had just started doing the visual side maybe a year, I want to say, ago. And it's absolutely mind-boggling to watch. It's freaking fantastic.
Oh, hell yeah, hell yeah. So, that's, Jared, actually, do you actually have any questions? I was just about to ask you that. Do you have anything that you would like to ask the group right now?
Yeah, actually. So what would you guys see yourselves doing if the DJing scene didn't sort of happen?
Flow arts.
Like,
Like
would
if-
you have continued to flow arts? Would you have like tried to
Like-
still get into music?
Well, he'd
or-
probably still be a sound guy, I imagine.
I don't know that I would have.
I don't know. You're pretty into guitars and stuff.
That's true. I've always been a nerd for sound gear, so,
So have you always been musically inclined? Is the question? Like have you always just had a heart for it? So it's kind of like even if you didn't find this avenue, would you have found some way to do something musically still?
probably. Like that's the whole reason I did flow arts to begin with was because I wanted to find something to occupy my time after I got clean off of doing dope and stuff back in 2017, and I had loved going to music festivals my whole life, and I'm like, well, shit, I'm a broke person. How the hell do I make music festivals pay me to be there?
Right.
This looks like a pretty sweet way, and I just fell in love with it. So I started spinning and going to shows and like just being a performance artist because I've been performing. Like that's how I view myself as a performance artist in theater. I've been in theater since I was a child.
Mhm.
So yeah, I probably would have found some way into the performance scene no matter what, whether it's sound, whether it's DJing, whether it's doing flow arts. I love crowd reaction. That's one of my favorite feelings. Is just when you do something and you just see the crowd light up. It's
Oh
just,
yeah, it's
it's
addicting.
that dopamine rush, man.
Same
It's-
reason I do comedy for real, because like whenever I get a whole room just like full of like raucous laughter, bro, it's like so addicting. It's like, dude, I totally did that. That's awesome. Like, it made everybody happy. Like that's what it's really what it comes down to, is that it's just like you're glad that you had a very positive impact on whatever it is that you were doing, and it's reaching all these people in this one room, and it kind of feels, it's really euphoric. You feel me? Like I get addicted to that, and most of the time I'm high as shit anyway, so that's even better. So it's like it's awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, hooray!
It's being like a sound guy. Do you have your own Sweetwater best friend?
No, I do not. I am. Luckily, I am. Or unfortunately, I am not the financier on this project. But I was say my buddy is. I was say, but we've actually built a lot of our sound. Like, so a lot of this stuff. Like he found a guy in Philadelphia that's a cabinet maker who to cut the wood for us for our cabinets, and we're hand assembling these speakers,
Yeah.
like these open source speakers that are called Paraflex subs Type O, and ordering these drivers, straight from Italy and stuff, or finding them on the marketplace, and like,
How much you find yourself spending on drivers yearly?
I can tell you this much: those drivers cost $750 a piece, and
Jesus.
we have 8 of them right now.
Ridiculous.
Boom.
But we're gonna build 10 cabs. We have 2 right now completed. We're working on 2 more, and then there's 6 more in the pipeline. Hopefully, gonna be done by Big Dub Music Festival, which we may or may not have a spot to take our sound rig to.
How long until the festival? When is the date?
That's
that
a
one
good question.
Isn't it in like?
Regardless, we're gonna be 2
September?
weeks out and still finishing them. Like, no, man, it doesn't matter. It could
It's
be
like I'm still
tomorrow.
gonna have to keep doing it. Like,
Yeah,
When
it's
when-
a never-ending process.
I'm just saying that's so much money. Like when I hear like how much drivers cost on the regular, it's just like damn. And
Oh,
then
each
especially-
cab's like $3,000.
Given the
Yeah.
fact they blow out sometimes whenever you got to do the type of work you do, because I have a buddy who's in a fuzz band, so he's got like,
End of July is when the festival is.
Oh, okay.
so you got some time, you got a little bit of time.
No, we don't.
You're like, nah,
Thanks for stepping.
I was like, you got to put some pep in your step, bud. Like,
Yeah.
no,
But
what-
it's for the love,
Oh
because
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I would do this for no money. Like I tell you what, that's how much I enjoy just being an entertainer myself. Like
What
it's
is
one of
the-
those things I can see myself doing it forever, despite the monetary whatever. You feel me?
Oh, we've definitely lost way more money than we have made off of doing this shit. But,
That's the sacrifice you make for doing whatever you love. Though.
but that's
you
what
feel me?
any startup is. That's how it
Oh,
is.
for
Like
sure.
my buddy Chili and CJ have their little company called Feng Shui, which is their like sound company of Function Ones that they brought over from the UK. Like
That's pretty cool.
They're expensive speakers, but they sound sweet, and it's like we're just trying to change the standard of what is acceptable for sound in Cleveland for
Yeah.
EDM events. Like, because a lot of times I go to events and it's too loud, it's not properly EQ'd, it sounds like shit, it just hurts your ears,
Are,
and
people,
there's
are
like
people
no
still
bass.
kind of enjoying yourself? Like whatever? Are still people enjoying themselves?
Yeah,
whenever
dude,
they're
they're all just tweaked out and like, it's loud music, yeah, party on, and I'm like, you guys are getting hearing damage, and this is giving me anxiety.
It's like, dude, my fucking ears are bleeding. This is awesome.
If my ears bleed, that's a problem because I'm deaf as shit from doing instruction and doing sound and performing my whole freaking life.
I was like, I got
I mean-
fucking tinnitus, dude. Like you don't even.
Yeah. When you're like by yourself, do you get that like? like
Luckily not yet.
yeah.
Luckily. Oh God, don't.
You ever get that
Yeah.
issue where like
Salabim.
Yeah, that's,
No.
that's like every Monday. Like I occasionally I'll do like a couple weddings a weekend, and I'm just like on Monday I'm just like I need to hear nothing. Put my AirPods in,
so many
like
sounds.
do like the sound canceling. I'm like hear my own like heartbeat and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's so quiet.
I put on white noise.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I'll go to like a rave on Friday night and stay up all day, and go to another one on Saturday and be up until like 11 a.m. on Sunday, and then I'm like, I just need like white noise and
just needs to
rave
be
sounds.
Yeah.
I just need ambient background sound.
Did you guys
and
know that
sleep.
there's different types? There's like white noise. There's brown noise.
The fuck
Yeah,
is
there's
brown
gray
noise?
Yeah.
Like,
So,
gray noise.
Funny you mentioned that. White noise and pink noise is actually what you use to tune a large line array system or a point
Oh, yeah.
source audio system because it gives you flat response and you use what's called an RTA mic.
Mm.
Can you guys give us a little bit of a description on what the difference might be between pink noise and white noise? Because they sound similar. Like
No,
Just different
it's
frequencies
just
or
whatever
something?
the freaking whatever the
The laptops,
program throws out. It's versus. I mean, like that's
like
the
binaural
best I can
beats.
do you. Yeah,
that's dope.
it's just something for the computer to read, so you can read on a graph what your speakers are outputting and see like, oh, I'm missing frequencies here, or this is phasing out, which just means nothing to anybody else but me. But like, it just gives you a visual map of what your system is doing.
Okay,
Like, and how
alright.
to correct it or properly change it so that you get a flat response or a clearer listening experience, or that maybe problem frequencies in your system or problem speakers, cab, etc.
Oh, okay. So what sort of programs do you guys use to mix and master your music whenever you are putting it together, especially if you're using like an at-home system or your own like little setup?
I was gonna say, so we DJ, we don't technically produce. I was gonna say, but
Yeah.
we can use Ableton. A good free program just for mastering mixes is Audacity. It's fantastic.
That's brown noise.
Really?
Yeah, see what I mean? It's or
Sounds like a Tesla.
I feel like I'm like it's like the beginning of a storm.
A shitstorm, maybe.
it sounds like I'm tuning
Get it?
speakers.
Brown. That's funny.
It's just
Sounds like a DJ M to me.
It's a mukbang the whole time.
Yeah.
this is white noise. Slightly different.
So it's slightly more of a sound. That's what I hear when I drink White Claw.
yeah,
TV
yeah,
static.
just
I just hear and taste TV static
I was
when I
gonna
drink
say
White Claw.
that's exactly it. It tastes like TV.
I love LaCroix though. Like I don't know
Of
what
course you do.
I mean. Like right now I'm drinking a Coke, but like I've been
His
trying to
beard-
drink less pop. And
His
stuff.
beard is big enough to where he can pretend that IPAs taste good. So like he's trying to branch out now.
This is a pink noise. Sounds like a TV is on the wrong channel.
Sounds like my brain.
I am. the
Some
big
people
noise.
like use that to sleep. Like I use like
Apparently it
ocean-
helps. Apparently certain people just need. It's apparently the frequency that it just like their brain
Yeah.
tunes into it. But I think you were talking to me about this the other day actually. Like
Yeah,
whenever people their brain tunes into certain type of frequencies.
Yeah,
Whenever you're in
binaural
rhythm.
beats.
Yeah.
If you have
I was
enough, if you have a
literally just about
resonant
to say that.
frequency that's in the background long enough, your brain will naturally adapt itself to that frequency because it's trying to create like an equilibrium with your environment.
Wait.
So that's why when you see people that like say like, oh, I listen to binaural beats and they like help with this or they help with that, it's like kind of, but you are actually changing the frequency for your brainwave patterns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they can have positive and various effects on the just how like what like your REM sleep or just like your thought
You know
patterns,
how
but-
like when you meditate, like your brainwaves sort of slow down.
Mhm.
Playing something that has a lower resonating frequency will allow you to reach that state faster because your brain's also not only trying to adapt to that frequency, but you're also putting yourself into that state.
So essentially,
like,
if you
either
if you're
like,
playing the right
relax or sleep
frequency.
or meditate, like it's actually really good for that. As far as other types of sound therapy, I don't. It's been a while, but
Do you think it goes as deep as like if you play this certain frequency, you could like, depending on the conditions, obviously, like just get someone to a state of meditation based upon like just playing a certain pitch or like playing a certain level of sound whenever they're just not paying attention? Because I've seen people do
Well,
that.
it
I feel like
wouldn't-
that's what happens with hypnotism sometimes. Like it's just like a
yeah, it'd be
pantomiming
more
sound.
of,
or
it'd be
some
more
shit.
like a gnosis than it would be an actual meditation because like it's being forced into that state of calm instead of it naturally.
Okay, that makes sense. So whenever people are trying to relax and they play those frequencies, that's why for certain people it might actually help because it just causes their brain to just like tune all the way the fuck out, and then it's just like now I'm sleeping. That makes sense.
Yeah, I actually have an app that has like binaural beats that you can. It's got like a whole range of like sliders, and you can like calculate different frequencies, and they have presets, and one is specifically made for sleep, and it
That's dope.
works wonders.
That's
That's
dope.
dope. Yeah.
I want to do some acid and try that.
I go to sleep.
Playing with my brain.
I've been going to sleep
What the
lately
heck, my brain,
watching
bro?
That 70s show.
That's your white noise.
That's been my white noise lately.
Have you
like,
guys
Red
seen
threatening
that
to beat ass.
90s
Yeah.
show?
What do you think of it? Like I don't.
I
As
watched
a sequel,
it.
it's kind of.
I don't know.
It was
It's-
cool.
It reminded me of like one of the like more of like a Disney Channel show, like one
It
of
was
the
their
new
attempt at
ones,
Fuller House, probably.
where
like-
they all kind of like the jokes are very like
It doesn't feel the same.
yeah, it definitely doesn't. Like I can't remember any of their characters' names except Leia, obviously.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got like some of the old people that came back, like obviously Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are back,
Yeah.
but like which is cool, but like
And Fez made a return.
yeah, but it's just like it's probably because they weren't doing shit else,
Yeah.
really. You know? Like,
Danny Masterson is in jail, I think.
oh yeah,
Something.
the one dude. What the fuck? What
He
character?
did
was him?
something sketchy.
What was that guy's name with the fro on the show?
Hyde.
Yeah, Hyde.
yeah.
Wasn't he like a piece of shit in real life? Like,
He,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's
He
right,
was
I
deep
forgot
in the
about that.
Scientology world,
that's
and
weird, bro. Celebrities who do that shit always creep me the
Yeah,
fuck out. Like,
and
look at
then
Tom Cruise, bro.
I think he was like he had assaulted some like underage girls or something.
I
and
believe it,
it was
bro.
a whole
I believe it.
situation.
That dude looked like a creep on the show. I'm pretty sure that was his whole character, that he just kept doing bad shit. That he just like, oh, I'm a method actor now, so I'm just gonna do this stuff in real life. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm so fucking
acting.
tortured because my life is so fucking great. This is acting.
yeah, acting.
Asshole.
You guys ever go down a Scientology wormhole and watch
Dude,
all these
it's so
documentaries
fucking
and stuff
funny.
about
It's
it?
so goddamn funny. Like, it's funnier than the Book of Mormon, bro. Like, it's of all the fucking ridiculous piece of shit religions out there. It's like, holy man, like that's on record, by the way. That's one of those things where it's like, damn.
You're gonna get like
you knew what?
yeah, they're gonna
It's
come
like a-
after you, bro.
No, yes,
They're
fine.
gonna,
I'm
like,
so sorry I made fun
gang
of your
stalk
fucking
you.
science fiction writer who lived on a boat with little boys. My bad. Like, my bad.
You're on
Jesus.
the list now.
I wish I was tax exempt.
Yeah, you're
Like,
I wish I was tax exempt.
Motherfucker, listen, I'm an ordained minister. I could hold a congregation right now. Do I get tax exemption? No. Fuck you guys.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. You know how they
Ugh.
got how they got that they basically had like all of their members file individual like charges against like every single lawyer that was in the IRS itself.
How
And
does
so
that
they
work?
just, like-
you sued the government?
Yeah, they just like buried them in litigation and they were like, all right, you win, I guess.
They're
And
just done
they
coming after
forgave
you
like
guys.
$1 billion worth of taxes.
See, that was before they gave the IRS guns. They got handguns now. They should have. Now let's see them fuck with them now.
They don't mess around with
Like,
you.
we gonna get that money, Scientology. They're gonna fuck your
That's
thinking
because
levels
half of
up.
them are Scientologists. That's what Scientology is, the rich, stupid white people religion.
It is, dude.
Straight up.
And I swear to God, like I miss when it was simpler back in the day when it was just Christianity. Like now it's just fucking like it's to the point where it's one of those things where I don't understand what benefit it has for you or your reputation, because when people hear about it, now they just look at you weird.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If they thought, like, because John Travolta got away with doing weird shit before he found out he was a Scientologist. Now you look at him and it's like, oh, now I'm a little bit worried, because it's just like, because I can't say he was great in Hairspray, right? Like John Travolta in drag in Hairspray, fucking amazing, right? John Travolta's a pretty decent actor. Him in Grease, fucking awesome,
Pulp
right?
Fiction.
Then he
That's-
starts doing weird shit in real life, and you're like, all right, maybe he's got some problems, but no, he's a fucking Scientologist. That was the issue. The whole
Well, we
time.
were talking about that. There's a fine line between great entertainer and totally batshit fucking nuts.
Very fine.
True.
So fine. And it's just like when you find the people who can walk it successfully, they make great movies. And
Charlie
make
Sheen.
Great work.
I
I would say
Charlie
so.
Sheen's dope.
I think so. I think
I
so.
love all of
Joaquin Phoenix for sure.
Yeah,
Joaquin Phoenix for sure. But then you got people who just fucking suck at it, like Jared Leto. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Jared Leto, he
Dude.
thinks he's edgy, but he's
in
just
the wrong way.
annoying.
Like, doesn't he also have a cult, by the way? Like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
like they like hang
did you
out in
guys
the
hear
middle
about
of the
that
desert.
music festival thing he tried
Yeah.
to pull?
No,
Yeah.
what was that?
Oh
Elaborate.
my god, no. It was like, I think it was on an island or something, but there was supposed to be this music festival, and like none of it like went through. They ripped all these people off for a bunch of
Oh,
money.
was that the Fire Festival? That was with Ja Rule. Ja Rule was a part of that, I think.
And some other,
Really?
yeah, and some
Yeah,
other dude
and
who was
this-
like some
But
like
Seth-
scam
yeah,
artist.
he was also
He looked like Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
walking around in like white robes, like all Jesus looking and shit.
That's what I'm
Mm.
saying. When people
Claiming
start
to
doing
be a
weird shit like that,
prophet.
it's just like, okay, like, can't we just go back to this, like when we do that at Burning Man, and then after that it was just done. It's like I was Jesus for a weekend, guy. Like that's it. Like I don't want to. Like if you're doing it in real life, like after all that shit, I just feel like
I was
you need
Jesus
some
for a
counseling.
weekend and had to trade my soul for fucking gushers. Like, all right,
Basically,
cool.
bro. It's just like, man, you can do that like sometimes, but it's just like when that's your whole life, especially when you reach a platform that's as big as you have it. Like, you know, you're a musician on top of an actor, on top of, I think, a director or something like that. I just, you know, when it comes to examples that what you can do with your money and influence, that's definitely a bad one.
Yeah.
Then you got people who are like, I know you heard about the Mr. Beast controversy with the whole him curing blindness and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
That's just a dude paying for life-changing surgery.
Yeah.
And motherfuckers are still mad about it. Like, it's just, there's no pleasing people, but there is realizing when people are too far gone. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And if you want a good example of what not to do and what to do with your money, there's multiple places that you can look. But like, I just don't think that people look at entertainers very different. They look at like when you're in the entertainment industry, they just don't know the ins and outs of it that could make that you could fucking relapse, you could go fucking crazy, you could end up doing some shit you never thought you would do because now your whole life is based upon not your whole life, but most of it's based upon the opinion of others.
Yeah.
Like everything that you do with your art now has to be judged under a lens if you want to be not only relevant but make money off of it.
Yeah.
So it's like, which is the American dream. I want to make money doing what I love, but then you start not to love it because of all the extra bullshit that it takes to be an entertainer and deal with other people who think they're a better entertainer type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's
exactly
just
what
The
you-
politics of it is
It's
ridiculous.
ridiculous,
Yeah.
bro. It's like a reality show every fucking day when you got to talk to these people. When you're reading some characters,
Yeah.
you're running into some fucking characters, man. And most of the time, you have to work with these people for the sake of fucking just whether it's
Yeah.
exposure or the experience. And it's like you go out to Nelson's Legends, and it's just like, damn. That was the craziest weekend I ever had, and you might regret some of it, but guarantee you
If
made a
you
long lasting.
remember it.
If you remember it, but the long lasting friendship you did make might end up leading you to somewhere that you never thought that you would be one day. You feel me?
Yeah,
but
like
you-
right here.
Exactly, it's true. But you got to go
Literally.
through it. You got to go through the bullshit. You got to go through the egos. You got to go through,
Yeah.
you know, you getting ripped off. You know what I'm saying? Like there have been plenty of times where like I've been supposed to have been paid and didn't, or
Yeah.
did some shit for free just because I knew I had to get the experience. But not everybody else sees it that way.
Yeah.
Everybody just looks at it just like, oh, why would you do that for free, or why are you spending this much money? I was like, well, because it's not because I have to. I want to. Like we do this because we genuinely love making motherfuckers happy.
Oh yeah.
At least I think that's, you know what I'm saying, as far as everybody else's motivation, right?
Oh, dude, I love playing shitty house parties and stuff. That's my
Exactly.
favorite.
Yeah.
If
It's
there's
like, I'll
like
do
a
it for
house
no-
party, bump it with speakers.
Hell
and
yeah,
just,
I'll
like,
play for 15 people, dude. I'll get up there and
Yeah.
do it. Like,
Oh yeah, man.
It's
not
just like
about
my
the money,
homies, and
like-
it's just like
Yeah, I don't
loud
give
ass
a fuck.
music, and we're all just fucking lit. and
even if
like,
it's difficult and I'm not getting my money
Sunday
back out of
afternoon.
it, I'm still doing it because I love it. Like that's
Yeah.
that's another main thing. Is that like,
Oh,
I wish
yeah.
people could understand that part of it, so that way my girlfriend would stop yelling at me. But you know,
Yeah.
Well, like we haven't really started to make actual money off of this until like recently, and you know we've been
But
doing
it's a
it
good
for
feeling,
almost 2
right?
years. Yeah, it's great.
Finally.
But
It's
I mean,
weird.
when it pays off, like
super weird because like before I'm just like my whole goal, my end game, my payment is just to get people to shake their ass,
yeah, I just want to make motherfuckers happy. Like that's it.
and you know I just want to provide a good experience. But now to also get paid for it, and you know. After we invested in some really nice gear that we run out now sometimes, so we're making some money back on
Oh
that.
yeah. That's
Oh, yeah,
how you do it.
tell us about it.
We have our
Yeah.
XDJ XZ that we occasionally rent. So it's not technically club standard, but it is a standalone unit and is Pioneer and is record box. So it's easy for DJs to come in and transition. You know, which is, that's one thing about a rave is it's constant music. You know,
Yeah,
there's
you gotta
no
keep
gaps.
the flow going.
No gaps. So a lot of times people will hit us up to rent it when they can't necessarily afford a club standard setup that runs $200-300 per rental.
Yeah.
We'll rent ours for like
That's dope.
125 for a smaller show. That doesn't fly with big headliners, but with local talent and people we know and smaller
Yeah.
venues, it's fine. It's absolutely, totally. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got good sound quality. It doesn't sound bad on the big sound systems, and that's what matters.
Yeah. We actually just started renting out this podcast room. So if you're looking for a podcast room, hit us up. But yeah, like
If you'd
there's
like to
not a
host
lot
your
of,
own show here. Come on.
yeah, there's not a lot of places that can have like six mics hooked up. Sometimes that's a lot for a podcast, but I mean like for this situation, we and like our other podcasts, like sometimes we do have like 6 people in here. We're just yeah.
Plus, if we get any more new equipment, like we're an official LLC, so that's a hell of a tax write-off for us.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
It
Because
works
that's when it becomes really surreal for you. Like whenever you start being able to get all the shit you spend on the stuff back.
Yeah.
It's just like holy crap! Like actually, I want a business now. Like, that's a sweet. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that was never something I saw myself doing as a kid. Like ever. I wanted to be like a superhero, and like
Yeah.
now here I am, which is
Yeah.
still pretty cool. It's kind of similar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd-
If we go back to like when I was like you talk about when you were a kid, like dude, there's no way in hell that like if I looked at, I'll just say, because like I touched earlier on, I used to be a heroin addict actually up until 2017. If I looked at looked at myself like prior to me being 24, it was like, hey dude, you're gonna be a DJ and a flow artist, and you're gonna be on stage, and you're gonna do all these festivals. I looked at you and be like, dude, get fucked. What drugs are you on? And sell me some right now.
Oh my God.
Like it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! I really wish that. I wonder if they'll ever have technology that'll let us do that one day. That would be so sick. I don't think it would. It'd be
I'm
like some
fucking
weird.
with myself so hard.
Yeah, dude, it'd be weird. Some timeline shenanigans probably, but it's just like maybe just like if I could just Just give it just a pep talk, maybe. Just like a
Just
little bit of a pep talk.
talk.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't give them any like information. Just be like, listen, maybe don't do this one thing a few times. Like,
Yeah. So do you guys post like mixes? Do you guys produce original stuff? Like what all like where can people find that if they want to listen to some of your
So
stuff?
I have a SoundCloud. This one doesn't record mixes.
Boo! I don't.
Boo.
I
Boo.
really prefer the live thing. I just really find it hard to sit down, organize a set list, and rehearse it. I like freestyling on the fly,
Yeah.
But
just
you-
in the moment.
you just prefer not to rehearse. Is that just a thing? Is it you find that part tedious?
Like, I just like to practice. Like, I just like to take a chunk of songs, 60, 100, 200 songs, and just be like, here we go. Start with this one. Let's see where it goes.
Okay.
And that's how I usually play out, but I really enjoy making mixes, and like what I do is I basically like just curate like a half hour to an hour of songs.
Mhm.
And I really like to do multi-genre things as well. And I will sit there and I will just work out which songs work together, and I love doing like double drops and
So you say you do like mixes like Florence and the Rage Against the Machine, or like what kind of mixes do you
So
do?
like mix when she says double drop, she means dropping two playing one track over the other, which that complement each other. That two tracks that are two full complete release tracks
Of like two
that
separate
now-
songs that are now
yeah,
just
that
mashed
are
together,
now
that are
mashups,
playing
like,
at the same time, or like
yes,
playing
Yeah.
in the,
playing
okay.
playing over each other,
Yeah.
EQ'd so that they sound harmonious and
Okay.
like cohesive.
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, it's like how like in like EDM song you got like an intro and you got the build up and it's like dun 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 dun. And you're like
Yeah.
waiting for the heavy part to hit.
Right.
So double drop is